Have you ever wondered how your thoughts shape your experiences? Or how you can have even more joy in your life? If so, this episode is for you. Welcome back to Changes Big and Small. I'm Damianne President, your host as we explore small steps that can help you make big changes to build the life you want. In this episode, we're diving into two transformational practices: gratitude and positive self-talk. Together, these practices can help you shift your mindset and create the conditions for inviting more joy into your daily life. Both gratitude and positive self-talk are proven strategies to uncover more joy by enhancing your mindset and emotional resilience. Research in positive psychology suggests these approaches can significantly impact our mental well-being, and we'll uncover how to use them to reframe challenges and to cultivate joy. Let's get started with gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's really a mindset, a way of seeing the world that highlights what's going right instead of what's going wrong. Research in positive psychology consistently shows that practicing gratitude can improve mental well being. For example, a 2020 meta analysis published in the Journal of Happiness Studies found that gratitude practices reduced symptoms of depression and increased life satisfaction. You can think of gratitude as turning on a spotlight and creating a really bright spot. When you consciously focus on the positive, you train your brain to notice more of these bright spots. This doesn't mean that you're ignoring problems, but it does mean giving equal weight to the good in your life. One of my coaches, Brooke Castillo, she talks about life being 50-50, 50% good and 50% bad. And really, that's a magical thing when you think about it, because we get to experience and savor the 50% positive. Would you even know what positive was if you had nothing that was kind of negative in your life? This is really what gratitude is about: savoring experiences in your life and fully feeling the brightness they bring, feeling the warmth, feeling the energy that they bring into your body and into your mind. Here's a simple exercise you can try. Every day, write down three things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental. It could be as simple as having a cup of really good coffee in the morning, sitting outside or walking outside and feeling the warmth of the sun on your face, having a delicious meal, or enjoying a kind word from a friend. Over time, this practice of gratitude rewinds, rewires your brain to notice and appreciate the positive moments. You can do this by yourself, but it can also be fun to do it with friends or family. I have some friends who visit me every year, and one of the things that we do when we have a meal together is gratitude rounds. For 10 minutes, the three of us go around and around, saying what we're grateful for and taking the time to truly experience the gratitude, feel that warmth. It shifts our focus and makes the moment more meaningful, and it creates a deeper sense of connection with ourselves and with each other. Gratitude sets the stage for joy by showing us what's good in our lives. When we consciously practice gratitude, we start to notice and amplify the joyful moments in our lives, no matter how small. But sometimes our inner voice can drown out those positive feelings, which is why the second practice we talk about is equally important. If gratitude is about appreciating the external, then positive self talk is about tending to your internal world. Positive self talk is the inner dialogue that supports and uplifts you. It's like having a compassionate coach right in your corner all the time. Unfortunately, many of us have a harsh inner critic instead, a voice that points out our flaws, doubts our abilities, and amplifies our fears. Shifting your inner dialogue can be life changing, as we discussed in the episode on growth mindset. So, for example, instead of saying, I'll never get this right, you could try saying, I'm learning, or I'll get better with practice. To practice positive self talk, start by noticing when negative thoughts creep in. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? If not, reframe it. Remember, self compassion isn't about making excuses, it's about encouraging yourself through challenges. Positive self talk may feel weird at first, but keep doing it. I remember driving on a windy road in the Caribbean in the rain a few months ago, about a year ago, and I started getting afraid. And one of the things that helped me was telling myself over and over again, slow and steady wins the race. This positive self talk helped me finish that trip safely. And later that day, I used it again to navigate another challenging road. In fact, knowing that I had this self talk that had helped me before made it easier for me to get back in that car and drive again when it was still raining. The more I practiced this self talk, the more natural it felt. I noticed that the impact of self talk multiplies as you keep using it. By shifting our inner dialogue, positive self talk makes space for joy, allowing us to embrace our strengths and navigate challenges with optimism. Gratitude and positive self talk work hand in hand. Gratitude helps you focus outward, recognizing the good in your environment and relationships, while positive self talk builds your inner resilience and self esteem. Imagine facing a challenging situation at work. Gratitude might help you appreciate the support of a colleague or the opportunity to learn something new. Positive self talk reminds you, I'm capable of handling this. Together, these practices keep you grounded, optimistic, and prepared to take on challenges. They empower us to cultivate joy intentionally, one thought at a time. So, here are three simple practices to integrate gratitude and positive self talk into your daily life. You can have a gratitude journal and spend 5 minutes each evening listing three things you're grateful for that day. Reflect on why each one matters to you. And it's really helpful if you kind of take a moment and try to feel what you're grateful for. Try to have it come from your feelings and rise up as opposed to trying really hard with your brain to come up with something. The second one is to use positive affirmations. Create a list of affirmations that resonate with you, such as I'm doing my best or I have the strength to overcome challenges. I want to pull on the thread where I said that resonates with you. And it's really important that these are things that you believe. Repeat them whenever you need them each day. Experiment with different phrases until you find the one that really works for you, the one that feels right. I don't believe there's only one right, but the one that feels right in that moment or at this point in your life, and use it daily. The third thing you can do is to reframe negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something critical, you can pause and reframe it with something that is both true and helpful. So instead of saying, I'm so bad at this, maybe you can say, I'm still learning or I'm improving every day. As you go about your week, I invite you to experiment with gratitude and positive self talk. So here's a challenge for you of two things you can do each day, one for each practice. So for gratitude, write down one thing you're grateful for each morning and share it with someone. And for the positive self talk check in, notice your inner dialogue at least once a day. Maybe you want to set a reminder for yourself. And when it is negative, pause and reframe it. Come up with something true but helpful as well. Reflect and notice how these practices make you feel. I'd love to hear how it's going. So you can share your experiences with me by going to the podcast website, changesbigandsmall.com, or via email at contact@changesbigandsmall.com. If you're finding it hard to incorporate these practices or want to explore them further, I'd love to support you on this journey. Just send me an email. As we come to the close of this episode, I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for listening to Changes Big and Small and for getting in touch and letting me know how you're experiencing the episodes, what kind of changes it's making for you in your life. Today, we explored the transformative power of gratitude and positive self talk. And these are really practices that can help you create a more joyful and resilient life. If you've enjoyed listening to this episode, please help me share it with more people by leaving a review. You can find an easy link for reviews in the show notes. Next time, we'll talk about joyful movement, nutrition, and your changing body. Make sure that you follow or subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss it. Until then, pay attention to notice the good in your life and speak kindly to yourself. And remember, change begins with one small step. Have a great week.